Today, I'm going to show you a way that you can calculate what your usable vocal range is. To do that, we are going to use a piano. So a piano, we have 88 keys here, and just a real quick piano lesson to help us navigate our way up and down the keyboard. We've got all up and down the piano these groups of 2 and then 3 and then 2 and then 3 black keys. So we want to find a group of 2 black keys and find the white key that is just to the left of the first of those 2 black keys. So in this case, this key right here, this is C. And this is known as middle C because it's the C that's like roughly in the middle of the keyboard. And we also know it's middle C because it is the 4th such key that we have. If you start counting at the left side of the piano, the low end of the piano, here is C1, here is C2, here is C3, here is C4, and C4 is middle C. After that, we've got C5 and C6 and so forth. So it's helpful to know that middle C is C4 and that the C before that is C3 and then the one below that is C2, etc., because that's a useful way of talking about your vocal range that other musicians will understand. So if this is C4, that means we've got the next key would be D4, and then E4, and then F4, G4, A4, B4, and then C5. And that's how it works. So the sequence of the numbers starts over with C, not with A. If you do not have a piano or a keyboard at home or access to one somewhere, there are many piano apps that you can download on a mobile device, either a phone or a tablet, where you can navigate up and down a virtual piano in pretty much the same way. But using this number system is a helpful way to talk about your vocal range. So if you wanted to test your vocal range, if you were a treble voice, like a soprano or an alto, for instance, I would pick a note somewhere in between middle C, C4, and C5. And I would just, start somewhere in the middle of that and do a simple scale or exercise pattern like my, oh, my, oh, my. Inch your way down, my, oh, my, oh, my. My, oh, my, oh, my, etc., until you get so low that you feel like your voice is kind of bottoming out. Chances are you reach the bottom of your range. And when you do that, you can take a look and see where you ended up. If you are a lower voice, like a tenor or a bass, probably you should start 1 octave below that. So instead of starting above C4, I would find C3 and start maybe above there. So starting like here-ish, and you can do the same kind of exercise. You can also, from that same starting place or close to it, do an exercise where you're going to move up and find the top part of your range. So we can start, let's pick A3 for example. So we could sing like ya ha 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 ha, ya ha 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 ha, ya ha 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 ha, and keep going just like that until you reach what you feel like your most comfortable highest note is. And same thing for you lower voices, tenors and basses. You can pick a note that maybe starts a little bit lower than C3. This is A2, for example. So choose a starting place that makes sense for you. Do a little scale or exercise pattern as high and as low as you can go, and write down where you ended up, because that is, chances are, that is your usable vocal range. So you would label that, for example, like my usable vocal range is from G3 usually up through, like E6, right? So if someone were to ask me, what is your vocal range? That is what I would tell them.